Todd Lewis, Todd, what's going on out there? Yeah, hi there, Jordan. Welcome back to Memphis, where you can get some incredible barbecue with hot sauce, and also it's just plain hot. I'm talking about the field's temperature Thursday through Sunday for competition, hovering around 100 degrees. And for several players in the field here, well, the heat is really on because they have to play well here this week to advance to the BMW Championship in Colorado next week. And there are some prominent players on the outside looking in, including a former FedExCup champion in Jordan Speith, and the reigning FedExCup champion, Victor Hovland. All of those players that are currently outside the top 50 know that they want to get to Colorado because that means you can play any PGA Tour event in 2025, including the signature events, where you play for a lot more money and a lot more FedExCup points.
I'd say the goalpost is moved from the Tour Championship to the BMW, really, because if you're in those signature events playing small field, no-cut events for big purse and big points, it's really an advantage. It's a huge advantage, and the Tour Championship's great. It just tacks on the majors, but if you're playing in those big tournaments, you're really in control of your schedule. You know where you're going to be every week, and you don't have to try and play 30 tournaments and not know where you're going to be in 2 weeks from now. It's a huge advantage.
I'm not really a big looker at that anyway. Like the first time I knew where I was standing last week was on my last hole of the tournament. I was just kind of curious at that point. Yeah, I don't really. It doesn't help me. Some people love being fully aware. For me, I just get a very numbers oriented person. All of a sudden, I start doing like the analytics in my head, and I just go down a wrong path that doesn't suit. So for me, it's just going to be, I have a fair idea of how many points I am behind, like number 50. So I know I'm going to need. Yeah, I really have to be right in contention this week to have a chance to go through to next week as well as a chance to win. So for that way, it kind of makes it simple for me. It's just like that's what you got to do. You got to I'll give myself a chance going back nine on Sunday and see what happens.
For me specifically this year, yes. Typically, it's kind of like play each tournament. It means more for your position for East Lake. It's like trying to get yourself in position for East Lake. But when you're on the outside looking in, optimistically, you can look at turning in a lackluster season into something extremely positive in 4 good days. So that'll be the goal. I want to go to Colorado because it's cooler than Texas next week, so I'd rather go to Colorado than Texas. And obviously another chance to play against the best and ultimately try to make it to East Lake every single season is a goal on everyone's list. So it's not the position I want to be in, but I'm here. I've got a chance, and I like this place. I've played it well in the past, so just trying to get my work done ahead of time and go out there. And there's nothing to lose really, which is kind of a good mindset to have this week.
You have to compartmentalize it to doing the best I can at every shot, and wherever the chips fall at the end of the week, they fall. I can't really think about my position and how I play this week of being aggressive or conservative based on where I'm standing. My goal this week is to have a chance to win with 9 holes to play, and I'm going to prepare and play that way to try to compete to win this tournament.
Harris English, who you just heard from, comes to Memphis a bit injured. He played in the Wyndham Championship last week, but had to pull out because of a back issue. He said he's had some treatment the last couple of days. The heat here in Memphis will help, and he is one of those guys right there on the bubble, so he needs a great week. Interesting. Lee also talking about the Wyndham Championship. For just the second time in FedExCup history, no player moved in or out of the top 70 to advance here to Memphis. But that's not the case in regards to the top 50 currently in the FedExCup standings. Currently, there are 19 players that are inside the top 50 right now in the FedExCup standings that were not inside the top 50 at this point last year. That is a churn, as they call it on the PGA Tour, of 38%. So we will see how all this plays out as, again, a lot of these players, every player here in the field, trying to make their way to Colorado for the BMW Championship. Guys?
A lot of guys with a lot of different goalposts. Thanks for the update.